Mariner Books and HarperAudio present The Far Traveler, Voyages of a Viking Woman by Nancy Marie Brown. Read by Eva Kaminsky. A note before we begin. Don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider, or go directly to www.harpercollins.com/pages/The Far Traveler. It contains notes, sources, and more. For Mom and Dad. Wits must one have who wanders afar. Halvamal. A note on the language. The Icelandic alphabet has 3 letters that are missing in modern English, although Old English had them. The letter eth sounds like the voiced th in the. Th. Thorn is an unvoiced th, as in thought. Ash, makes the long I sound. I have anglicized all the Icelandic names. I have retained the nominative endings, as in Sigridur, for most modern Icelandic names, the exception being place names ending in fjord. For saga characters, I have dropped the endings, turning Gudridur into Gudrid, to be consistent with other saga translations. Most Icelandic last names are patronymics, made by adding son or dottir to the possessive form of the father's name. Gudrid Thorbjarnardottir is literally Gudrid, daughter of Thorbjorn. Leif Erikson is Leif, son of Erik. For this reason, modern Icelanders always go by first names, no matter how formal the situation. I have followed their practice. Prologue. Gudrid, the Far Traveler. Making a voyage to Vinland was all anyone talked about that winter. They all kept urging Karlsevni to go, Gudrid as much as the others. The Saga of the Greenlanders. 1,000 years ago, an old woman named Gudrid stood on the threshold of her house, contemplating her next voyage. Now I stand there in her stead, looking out at a long bank of treeless mountains. A pass to the east leads up along a leaping stream into high pastures that, as I watch, are lit by a shaft of sunlight and, as quickly, fade back to gray. I turn away, get back to work. I have spent the summer with a team of archaeologists, uncovering the remains of Gudrid's house with shovel and trowel. And today, in a misty cold rain, my Icelandic sweater smeared with mud, I must help rebury it. For 5 long weeks, we traced the outline of this Viking longhouse, finding the 4 rooms Gudrid lived in, the doors she entered and left by. Our only clues the colors and patterns in the hard-packed earth. The house, built of blocks of turf or sod laid up in a herringbone pattern, was abandoned and flattened sometime in the half-century between 1050 and 1104. The date that sticks in my mind is 1066, the end of the Viking Age. In the years since then, Gudrid's house was buried by wind-blown soil and so preserved for the archaeologists to find. 8 inches below the plow zone in the hayfield at Glumbyr, farm of Merry Noise in northern Iceland. For the scientists, laying landscape fabric on top of the walls and piling dirt back on by the bucketful is an ordinary end-of-the-season chore. Putting the site to bed, as they say. They don't even complain about the rain. To me, it is the untimely end of a grand adventure. True, we have photographs and drawings. The computers store a floor plan of Gudrid's house, keyed to a GPS grid, so it can easily be found again. But a remote sensing device called ground-penetrating radar had given us tantalizing images of what could be a flagstone patio outside Gudrid's front door, and the central hearth
Sample complete. Ready to continue?